How's it going, folks? Well, it is a gorgeous day here today in North Carolina. I'm telling you, not a cloud in the sky. Truck says it's 63 degrees, and it is awesome. Man, it feels good. But got a long list of junk to get done this afternoon, so at least we've got good weather for it. Josh is coming up this afternoon too, so hopefully with two of us we'll get most of it knocked out. So the last video, I'm still in the process of trying to get that posted because my computer's messing up on me again. So I did not get finished cutting all the limbs off the fence, excuse me. And so I've got just one or two that I need to cut back, and then I should have power going where I need it on the fence, and they should be good there. The second thing we're going to try and get done today is we're going to start scraping out some of the mud that is just kind of washed in our road. So Saturday, when I recorded that last video, it was pouring the rain. It's just nasty, and literally I'm sinking up almost to my center caps in my truck. And whenever I left, I noticed that my truck, it's been driving great, and I got to about 40 miles an hour and my steering wheel was just whipping back and forth, and the whole truck was vibrating. And I thought, you know what, I sank down in that mud and I've knocked one of my wheel weights off and knocked it out of balance. So the next day, on Sunday, yesterday, I decided I was going to take it and have it rebalanced. But it was covered in mud, so I thought, well, I'm going to need to go pressure wash it before I take it anywhere. They're not going to work on it the way it is right now. And once I got to pressure washing it, I had so much mud stuck inside the wheels that it was causing it to be off balance. So it turns out I didn't need to pay to have anything fixed, just a little bit of pressure washing. So I've got to stop here at the dump and throw off some trash, and then we'll be up on the river and we'll get a few of these things done today. Well, if you watched the last video, I was having issues with the girls getting out of this one field that I've been trying to keep them in while we're feeding. Try to let what little grass is going to start to grow now. I mean, it honestly, this warm weather and water, it's weird how it looks like there's actually some kind of grass starting to grow. It's not, but it seems that way. But anyways, they did stay in where I had worked on the fence a little over the weekend. They have stayed in there. Goodness gracious at this mud. This is terrible. Absolutely terrible. I'm gonna grab the saw and go up here on the hill and trim those couple little places that need to be cut back, and I need to put up a post or two while I'm up there too. So I'm just gonna walk up there. Josh is here now though. I'm gonna see if he picked up a protein tub to put out, so he may take care of that. Then we're going to start working on the road a little bit. So we'll kind of divide and conquer here to start with, and then after we both get those two little projects done, then we'll get together and work on the road here. Ice update. Let's see. Well, the ball at least moves a little now. I'll mess around with that a little bit when I come back. I took a fence post in there and broke some of the ice out a day or so ago, but it's still been being cold of the night. But today, geez Louise, it's warm. Alright, so this limb's going under the fence. I'll end up trimming that back too, but there's just so much back here that could be leaning on that. I'm a little nervous to cut it right now, but got to put a post in here. This wire's pretty high up off the ground, and need to straighten this post out here. I got a couple more little limbs that I got to trim right up here, but literally that's going to get this section taken care of till hopefully the power will keep running all the way around here and down the side of this field like it should. Emphasis on the word should. I think once this gets stood back up, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh. Steepness and mud. Lord, aren't they glorious? Okay, now we'll go put in a couple fence posts. Just about do it. Oh. Well, I got the post put in. Everything's off the wire except for the one limb that I said I was going to try not to cut, so I am going to have to come back and cut it, and I'm just going to go ahead and do it now. The problem is I took the saw down to the side by side already, so I got to looking around at it, and it's not going to be dangerous to do. I thought that big limb was still part of this huge tree, but it's broken off already, so it's not going to be a big deal. So once I cut that limb, I can scoop my last wire down a few notches on that T-post that I did there at the very end, and that'll be it. I do have to tie my jumper wire back together here at this corner. Whenever I had found that this section of fence right here was grounded out by that huge tree, I came here and cut the jumper wires coming from this section of fence going out through here. So I brought my wire up here with me a second ago. I'm going to go ahead and do that now before I head down. I'll take that with me, that wire back down with me, bring the saw back up, cut that limb, go help Josh. He's already over there working on the road now. I just hope he's able to dig through that river rock that's in the middle of the road. So where the tracks are at is just a huge mud pit. I mean, like, well, if you watched the last video, I think I took a little clip of me driving through it. I mean, it's a good 8 inches deep, probably. But the center section, you know, where your tires are not going, it's not mud, it's rock. And it's been there for a long time. So what we've got out there trying to fix it may or may not work. I don't know. I hope it does. Hope it does. I feel like I've done these jumper wires 7,000 times in the last 2 months. Well, I guess since the hurricane, it's been more than 2 months. It's been a lot. So I checked the power on the fence at the spring gap there where the lot is, and I was at about 7.6-ish thousand volts, so 7,600 volts on each wire. But then I checked again here in the yard where it forks off, and I was getting 8. So I don't know. I'm gonna go down here and check it down here by the river. We'll see what it is here, and then I need to go up here to these spring gates that I put in yesterday, which it looks like they've already unhooked one of them, pretty sure. I'm gonna go up there to the top side and check it up there, and then check it going along the top of this field here. So here we go. Josh is making quite a bit of progress out here on the road. I'm gonna go out there and check that here in just a second, but I am curious about this fence. So right here is before a fork off. Let's see what it does. 7.5, 7.6 thousand, 7.5 there too. So if you look right here, it splits, and there's a jumper wire that takes the power up that way, and then there's just a little bit of power that goes right here, which honestly, I almost wish this wasn't even powered, just to save all the power to let it keep going out that way. But I'm going to try and check over this without getting shocked. I'm just going to go in there, otherwise I will get shocked. It'll happen. Alright, let's see what it's doing up the side of the field here. 7.5, 7.6, 7.5. Alright, so I'll go just walk up there while I'm right here. Look at this mud. It's just terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. So there's a little bungee cord gap right up here at this culvert crossing. I have a feeling I'm probably going to be losing some power here, because the way that it is, it's only getting jumped off of one wire. In my head, I feel like they should all three be tied together into this hook. Whether or not that's the case, couldn't tell you. But in my thought process, That's how it should be. I'm getting some visitors. 7.5, 7.5, 7.5. So I'll go check on this side. And 0.2. Oh, hush, girl. It's not even reading anything. Oh, I see why. My jumper wire's cut. Well, I'll go get my wire off the back of the side by side, come up here and run the jumper off that bungee cord wire back over here to these three, and I should be good then. In theory. Excuse us, coming through. Excuse us, Madre. Hello, oldie. All right. So we had a couple piles of this river rock that was dropped off to us. There's a hayfield just right down the road here, and there was, I mean, way over an acre of a hayfield that was filled up with nothing but gravel and river rock, and so they were, filling up trucks worth of that and sand and getting it out of the field and giving it to people. But if you look at this compared to how it was in that last video, it's a whole lot lower, but it's at least flat. So that's a plus, and it's hard, which is another plus. I don't know if he's gotten any out of this big spot up here that was muddy. Doesn't look like it. But this right here, I mean, this lip over here from the bottom of the road, like down here where my finger's at, up here to where the road used to be, that's a good 1.5 to 2 feet difference. But I don't really know what else there is to do. Maybe get in a couple loads of field dirt and then put under the gravel cloth. I don't know. Luckily, 2 of our buddies are pros at this kind of thing, so we'll give them a shout and see what they say, because I don't have a clue. But I feel like leaving it the way it is right now, the water's just going to want to flow down into the road, and it's either or it's going to take a ton of gravel to fill up that space, which doesn't seem like it would be very efficient with money. So we'll do some asking on that one and find out. I'm gonna go get the stuff to fix that wire. He's rocking and rolling. Just gonna let him carry on doing that, and I'll go on about my stuff, and I'll check in with him here in a little bit, and we'll see how far he's made it. Well, got the greeting committee over here. So I know, honey, life is just terrible. Yeah, I know. Few updates. We are 11 days away from due day, and that's at home with the wife, not with these cows. So potentially, actually, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. There's probably a pretty good chance I'm not gonna be putting up a video for quite a while, at least a week or 2 or so, and I'll still have to come up here and do some things, but I'm not gonna have the time that I once did. So that's why we're trying to kind of rush and get some of these things done that we've kind of been putting off, and because Josh doesn't have all the time in the world. He's got his own kids at home too to worry about. And it's about to be just him on a whole lot of things. So I don't want to leave a whole bunch of mess. This right here is already fixing the issues that I was having like over the weekend and in that last video. This is going to fix them going up to the next field and be in places they shouldn't. So, or in theory. But hopefully we won't run into any issues, and the only thing we'll need to be worrying about is keeping everybody fed and happy, and that goes for everywhere, not just here at the farm, but at home as well. So if you are just somebody that's just kind of stopped in and started watching, my wife is pregnant, and she's due on Valentine's Day, so I don't know when you're watching this video, but she's due on Valentine's Day of 2025. So that is in a very short time. So another spot I did notice that is going to be an issue is this spring gap here, which is just on the other side of this crossing that I was just working on. That all seems to be good. The only thing is it's not going with my made up theory of if all 3 wires need to be connected to that spring gap, because I don't know. I should know, but I don't know. That's part of what I'm doing this for, is to try and figure that out on the other side over here, because I'm going to check it again. I might as well check it right here, see what it's doing. Huh. Well, that's no good. That's really no good. And that's no good. Son of a gun. Well, there's one problem, I think. Just can't catch a break, I'm telling you. Alright, let's see if we can't fix this somewhere. I guess I should have checked it on the other side of that spring gap. See what it's doing over there. With a big problem somewhere. 1.9. I'll walk right down here to the corner, because I checked it right here in the edge of the yard just a minute ago, and it was 8, which makes 0 sense. I don't understand. Huh. Yeah, there's still problems somewhere. I swear to Pete. I don't know what it could be. I feel like back over right before the hurricane hit, I was trying to fix this same problem, and that's when I ended up cutting this jumper wire, because it was sucking so much power out of what goes on down here at down by the river. Heck, I don't know. I'm gonna unhook this and see what it does. Let's see here. Shouldn't have really made a difference. No, 1.9, 1.8. I'm not quite sure what the heck is going on. Here comes a bunch of geese. Huh. this agitates me, because I don't really know what I've done to change anything other than hook up that spring gate up here. I'm gonna need some time to go through my thoughts here, because this is just gonna be a mess for you. All right, so did a little bit more researching here, and if you look down here behind of me, you can kind of see where the bull is, this black speck right here. So that gravel is where I was just working on that bungee cord gate down there. So I hooked everything back up over there, and when I came up here to these spring gates that I put in yesterday, once I unhooked them, the power on the fence jumped up. So I've got some issues out this direction, but it's still showing that I've got some problems up this way too. So this fence kind of makes a loop right around through here, goes up the side of the hill. Right in this area is where I was cutting on that tree, and it comes down the hill, down this side of the fence, and then down by the river. So there's another issue up in here somewhere that I'm going to try to figure out, and then I guess I need to figure out what's going on out through here too. Excuse me. Problem is, the pregnant wife just sent a text to say that dinner's about ready, and when she needs to eat, she needs to eat. So I don't know that and it's already, I mean, it's 6:10 now. It's about to be dark here in the next 10-15 minutes. So it's looking like this might be the end of the project for today. Hopefully they don't get out and go to Georgia in the middle of the night. I had 7.5 thousand volts just a little while ago. I guess maybe I should have left it, but then there would have been sections with no power on them at all, which I guess essentially that's what I've done to all of it now. So, you know, if you're watching these videos because you're thinking you might want to get into the cattle business, or you're wanting to learn about electric fence, cattle business, pretty fun. Electric fence is a pain in the you-know-what. I'm not going to say anything off color, because I learned today at school that I've got a few young ones that like to watch. One of my wife's good buddies, well, my good buddies, and one of them, Luke, that drove the skid steer putting in these fence posts out here, his little boy evidently watches. And his mom came and told me at school, because I teach with her, she came and told me that he was watching one of my videos last night and said that I started calling the cows, and he went, "Woo, girls, come on." So that was funny. But anyways, folks, this was sort of uneventful. I did get some things done. Josh got a lot of things done. I should have just sent the camera with him, because he was a whole lot more productive than I was today. But we'll see you on the next one. I'm going to try and do another one tomorrow and the next day, and just pump them out as quickly as I can, because like I said, that baby could get here any day now, and these could just stop for a while. So anyways, we'll see you on the next one.